Bonjour tout le monde, ici c'est Harry Rizvi, directeur principal des opérations infonuagiques à Service Partagé Canada. Je voulais vous souhaiter bienvenue à la session 8B, l'adoption de l'informatique en nuage, réalisation et leçons apprises. It is truly amazing to see how far the GC has come on its journey towards digital government. Cloud computing has transformed how we deliver digital services to Canadians, and I'm truly excited to be part of it. Today, we will walk you through some of our key accomplishments and lessons learned in our cloud adoption journey, and you will get to hear from some of the individuals that actually made it happen. So let's get started. On y va, c'est parti!
Hi, my name is Pat Nataraj. I'm the Director of the Cloud Brokering Service at SSC. I'm here today to provide you a quick update on the Protected B public cloud supply accomplishments and lessons learned. To date, we've awarded 8 framework agreements to 8 cloud service providers: AWS, Microsoft, ThinkOn, Oracle, IBM, Salesforce, ServiceNow, and more recently, Google. That completes the 3 waves of our procurement. At this time, we're reviewing the framework agreements to continue to improve the availability of services that we could offer to our clients. We could offer services such as advisory support and training services from the CSPs, data transfer devices, access to third-party marketplaces. Those are just some of the examples we're looking at. The addition of more services to RFAs could not happen without the collaboration and relationships that were established early on between SSE Cloud, SSE Procurement, TBS Cyber, and the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity. TBS Cyber was instrumental in developing the security and privacy obligations, as well as the security requirements for the public cloud procurement. CCCS developed the Cloud Security Assessment Program for the SSE PB cloud service providers and the procurement. Without the collaboration of TBS Cyber and CCCS, the public cloud services for UNCLAS and PB would not be accessible to our client departments today. What positive impacts has public cloud had on the COVID responses? Public cloud enabled the development and distribution of the COVID Alert app, the NRCan and PHAC collaboration on a geospatial website to track COVID cases around the country, CRA ESTC call centers for CERB, and the CBSA screening app, just to name a few. Moving on to lessons learned. The unclassified cloud contracts taught us that we needed a scalable vehicle for PB and a direct relationship with the cloud service providers. As such, the framework agreements were designed and developed specifically with direct accountabilities from the cloud service providers. Direct accountability and liability with the CSPs in case of breaches meant no middleman. We needed a vehicle that would also allow us to establish direct relationships between our client departments and the CSPs. This was accomplished through our service order process, detailed in the FAs, which you will see later. Additionally, the direct relationship with the CSPs enables us to discuss the addition of more public cloud services to their existing catalogs, which in turn provides our clients the ability to continue to innovate in the public cloud. That concludes my presentation.
Hi, I'm Nicole Satcher, a Senior Technical Advisor on the Cloud Brokering Services team under Pat Nataraj. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to review the GC Cloud Brokering Service Portal. We were initially challenged by the directive to provide a single point of entry that could serve the GC community and allow them to request cloud services from a variety of providers. This previously was done through laborious manual steps, and we knew we needed to make this easier for both the customers as well as the CBS or cloud brokering analysts if we were going to ramp this up and offer a consistent, repeatable cloud request service. The platform we chose to provide this solution had to be flexible, secure, and cloud-based. We chose Salesforce for its superior platform capabilities and ecosystem of providers and integrated products that we could leverage to improve speed to market and get a solution in place without requiring a high degree of customization and custom development, but rather through configurations and settings through an advanced user interface allowing for declarative point-and-click configurations. The customer experience was a critical requirement when choosing how to design and implement this cloud-based cloud brokering solution. We view everyone from department users, the CBS analysts, to executive management interacting with the platform as a customer. We had requirements to make this easy to use for the departmental customer through the use of community-style portal, the internal analyst team requiring a CRM that was easy to use, flexible to their requirements, and unified to pull all of the back-end systems and their data together to help provide the complete experience. And let's not forget the executive leadership customers as well, who had specific analytic requirements, which we were able to provide through a leadership community with access to a variety of standard and custom reports. We developed this through Agile methodology. Agile is an iterative approach to project management and solution development that helps teams deliver value fast with fewer issues. Rather than waiting for a big bang launch of a new product release, we chose Agile development to allow our team to work and deliver small increments in incremental improvements continuously. We were able to gather input from stakeholders, create business requirements, assess work items, assign work items to developers, and deliver on those requirements in a monthly sprint and release schedule, which allowed the teams to provide new features and functionalities in a continuous process improvement approach. This has allowed for development of the solution to remain customer focused while also delivering. Now with the platform in place, we can address our roadmap in ways that we have not previously been able to. We can add on new features, provide incremental improvements, and address user feedback both from the client and user communities. We are currently engaging with other teams to discover how they can take advantage of the power of the platform to obtain a 360-degree view of the customer adopting cloud by adding new applications and business functions onto the platform. Some recent innovations include the development of the digital e-signature workflow with the service order form, integrating and working with the cloud provider to enable us to gather consumption data, client consumption data, and catalog information. Some future roadmap items that we're working on are enhancing the cloud request process by enabling the technical user to collaborate on the cloud request form with the designated user, introducing chatbots, and enabling the cloud supply for other levels of government. Some lessons learned that were key to our success is the inclusion of stakeholders early in the process, which help us gather and refine our requirements. These discovery sessions with stakeholders helps us understand the importance so we can prioritize all work items. Having the right tools, skill sets, and number of people can help in our overall solution development and delivery to the client. This platform has broader appeal than just this specific use case and will organically expand as departments and stakeholders see its power and help drive the future roadmap for our team. Thank you.
Bon après-midi. Mon nom c'est Michel Perzo, Acting Manager for Cloud Brokering Services. Today I'll be talking about a few items such as the fulfillment of a cloud request, fulfillment of a marketplace request, broker's fee, give you a few stats, and also SLAs. Okay, let's talk about the cloud fulfillment process. First, there's a nice web portal that my colleague Monique has created that is open to the public, where you can browse the cloud service provider that we have on our framework agreement, such as AWS, Microsoft, Incon, Oracle, Salesforce, IBM, ServiceNow, and recently added Google. You can browse to see what service is available through their catalog. There's a price calculator to help you for costing. There's some contact information. There's also a page about policies and resource available where you can find documents such as the TBS GC Cloud Adaptation Strategy, terms and conditions, service standards. There is also tools and template about the GC accelerators for Azure and AWS, for an example, and GC Cloud guardrails, etc., etc. Once you're ready to input a cloud request, that's where you'll need a designated user to log into the portal. In order to have your login credentials, the first time you'll need to fill up a cloud service information form that provides the details about your authorized representative as well as the financial information to process the GC Cloud Brokering Services fee. Once that form is signed by your CIO and that you have your credentials, that's when you can open an official cloud request. You'll be asked some questions about your order through that process, and if you need any assistance, there's always a member of the Cloud Brokering Services team available to help you out. Once your request is submitted, that's where we'll assess your file. Once approved, a service order form will be generated for digital signature. On that form, you will have the contractor, client information, financial commitment number, i.e. the PO number, data categorization if it's on class, PA, or PB. Also, if it's a new request or a modified request against an existing account ID number. That form needs 4 signatures. The cloud provider signature, client signature, technical authority, and contracting authority. Once that's accomplished, that becomes your legal contract. Also, when the SO form process is completed, that's where a member of the cloud brokering team will issue you your account credentials in an encrypted email. After that, you'll be requested to apply security guardrails against your cloud environment, and we will then audit and follow up to make sure they're applied correctly. Next, the third-party marketplace request fulfillment process. Same as previously discussed, you will need the designated user to log in into the portal to open a marketplace request. When opening a marketplace request, an SCI, Supply Chain Integrity, request form will need to be completed. On that form, you will need to provide your technical contact name, product name, version number, product URL, and a few other information. Once completed, a formal request will be sent to CCCS to perform the SCI assessment. When we'll receive back the report, we will then share the report with the requester, and with your approval, we will then whitelist the product inside the GC private marketplace. Note that there is currently 72 BYOL product that is currently whitelisted in all GC marketplace. Link to this list is located on that slide, basically on the GC Connects on the GC Cloud Working Group. It is important to know that we perform monthly auditing to make sure only authorized services are consumed. Cloud Brokering Services Fee. Why Broker's Fee? Here's a few examples of services support we provide. Access to public cloud supplied, vendor management, order and demand intake system, service catalog maintenance, account management, PB guardrails audit, marketplace management and audit, CRM integration, advisory services, support services, and billing system. Next, here's a few stats on public cloud request fulfillment. There's currently 68 departments using PB Public Cloud and 73 on class. As of today, we processed 30 requests related to COVID clients project. Also, we have a total contracted amount of PB cloud supply of 32 million and 39 million for on class for a big total of 71 million contract amount, and that is to date. SLA, Service Level Agreement. L'équipe de services de courtage infonologique a un accord de niveau de service pour les 2 dernières années de 93,51%. Je peux vous dire que la qualité de service à la clientèle demeure notre priorité numéro 1 et que chaque jour, tous les membres de l'équipe donnent leur 100% afin de livrer le meilleur service possible. Nous apprenons tous les jours et allons continuer de s'améliorer pour atteindre le pourcentage le plus haut possible de satisfaction envers tous nos clients.
Hello,
My name is James Phillips from SSC Cloud Enablement. Today I'm going to discuss the PB Cloud Operationalization Framework. I am part of the Secure Cloud Auditor team, who play a small but important role in the process. In September 2019, the GC Enterprise Architecture Review Board approved the PB Operationalization Framework, a process for monitoring compliance to guardrails for cloud accounts. The purpose of the framework was to provide departments the agility to provision and configure cloud services while providing enterprise-level visibility over departmental actions. The framework focused on the policy foundation, the process to complete the framework, establishing the minimum mandatory guardrails, and defining the GC private marketplace. A minimum set of 12 mandatory guardrails was established. Within each of the 12 guardrails, guidance is provided for the overall objective of the guardrail, the applicable service model, key technical considerations, and the necessary audit and validation points. The guardrails are a minimum set of security controls. It is the responsibility of the department to implement and assess the remaining security controls needed to protect their environment. As we mentioned earlier, the framework also defined the operationalization process flow. The process begins when the department requests access to the PB supply via the cloud broker. When this happens, there are two possible scenarios. It could be that their existing unclassed environment is reassigned to the PB contract. Alternatively, the request could be for a brand new environment, in which case the cloud broker will provide the department's designated users with the new global root or global admin credentials. When the department receives the global admin credentials, they receive a welcome package email from the cloud broker. The welcome package contains information about the GC Guardrails 30-day audit. The department then begins working on applying the guardrails. Now this is where I come in as a secure cloud auditor. The department submits their encrypted evidence package to the Secure Cloud Auditor mailbox. No more than 30 calendar days should pass from when they receive their root credentials to when they complete the audit. Departments who do not pass their audit can continue to correct their guardrails and perform subsequent audits. Failure to complete the audit can result in the department's account being suspended. When the department successfully passes the audit, they receive a signed certificate from the Secure Cloud Auditor. At the GC-ARB meeting on August 2020, several improvements to the escalation process were approved. These escalations were for failure to meet the 30-day guardrails, removal of enterprise account access, and marketplace violations such as the use of unauthorized software. The process begins with SSC verifying guardrail compliance. SSC also generates monthly compliance reports. Then, this is new to the process, SSC will send non-compliance notifications to the department's CIO and designated users. The GC CTO, SSC CTO, and client executives are copied on the email. This improvement to the original process ensures that all stakeholders are notified from the onset. The notification is sent on the very day that the department becomes non-compliant. In the new process, the department must acknowledge the email and take corrective action within 7 business days of the notification. The process is aimed at decreasing the time taken for corrective actions. Failure to take corrective action will result in a second escalation to the deputy head. If the department is non-compliant after 7 business days, then for violations of guardrails 1 to 11, the GCCIO will instruct SSC to suspend the account. For guardrails 12, the GCCIO will direct SSC to unsubscribe unauthorized software. In our monthly metrics, we study the trends of the 3 types of guardrail infractions, which are Guardrail 4 Enterprise Access, Guardrail 12 Private Marketplace Compliance, and the overall 30-day guardrail compliance. We also show the number of departments who are completely compliant by month. Since the introduction of the new escalation process, we've seen an increase in the number of compliant departments. So the new process is definitely working.
Hi, I'm Scott Levac. I'm the Director of Cloud Oversight and Core Technologies at Treasury Board of Canada Secretariat within the Office of the Chief Information Officer. So I'm the only person on this presentation that's not from SSC. I'm from Treasury Board, and the reason I'm wrapping it all up is Treasury Board often works in collaboration with SSC brokering team to continue to evolve the service. I play a very small part in their overall efforts, but the reason I'm wrapping it up is to kind of give a view of where the service is probably going to evolve over the next year. Obviously, the brokering team continues to put more and more services on the framework agreements. For example, this year they added data boxes and snowballs and those other kind of bulk import-export services to the contracts, and things like that come up, and they keep adding more and more of those services and features as departments ask for them. The other place that we're going to see expansion is the third-party marketplaces. So obviously, this is an area that has been of great interest to departments. And while SSC has done a lot of work to bring BYOL onto the contracts, or onto the marketplace rather, I think we're going to continue that type of work with PSPC, SSC, and CCCS to see if we can get other types of services onto the marketplace and come up with a common approach for that. The next thing that we're going to keep seeing is an area that's both of keen interest in the bane of my existence, which is the guardrails. So these guardrails are fundamental for having an enterprise approach to how departments manage their cloud environments. They represent a common configuration for all departments. I would expect that the number of those configurations, or the number of guardrails, are going to increase over the next year. And I would also expect that the automation that's available both for becoming compliant and for monitoring compliance will keep improving over time. The last thing is the cloud brokering portal itself. Obviously, SSC continues to evolve that. I use the portal as well from an oversight point of view. So all those transactions that departments are putting into that portal, TBS pulls a report from it, and we perform an oversight function and use the data from there. So SSC has been doing a fantastic job evolving that portal, and I think that's going to continue. So I think the year ahead is going to be very exciting, and I can't wait to come back in a year and talk about all the great things that have happened. Thank you very much.